Right, I've got a bit of an idea and I'm looking for your help to fill this notebook. Now, I'm not really a journaler, but I think I like the idea of it. But I like the idea of it being like a real creative outlet. I'll show you exactly what I mean. I've got two examples here. One, I've got this book. And two, I've got this little zine type magazine. So I like the idea of a journal, but I don't know what to put in there. I'm kind of getting there with a habit tracker with some notes and stuff, but I don't know about journal. I do a bit of sketching, and I think maybe I should just let myself loose and just use one of these for everything and see how we go. But this kind of stuff, I love this, right? This is a company called Misspent Summers, and they make quite interesting mountain bike content. And I like the idea because these things all look like, give you an example. So they look like kind of scrapbook entries, lots of different types of font, different colors, you know, so it's really varied. No two pages really are the same in here. And I love the idea, you know, it's scruffy, it's messy, it's creative. I really like the idea of that. That's item one. And item two is this book that I have never read, but already you can see by the journal-esque elastic strap around it that this is like a novel. I bought this for my son. He never read it. I've never read it. Maybe one day I will, but I've always kept it because I really like the presentation of this book. So it's a nice sort of adventure novel, and you've got different pages in here, like there's an advert for something or other in French there. You've got like scans of fake newspaper articles. You have character bios, and then even other people's sketches and journal entries. And then like the most interesting thing about this, the little boy in me still loves these kind of things. So this here is a fold out page which has like schematics and information about like some underwater vessel, like Captain Nemo's Nautilus or something. So there's a whole bunch of samples in there like this. So there's then like a ship, for instance, in here as well. I mean, this is great. This is great. I'm 53 years old this year, and this just makes me feel like a teenager or even a whatever. I love this. This is great stuff. So I have this vision that something as humble as this could look as random and as varied. So, you know, maybe there's a journal entry from somebody in, I don't know, Germany, and then there's a sketch from somebody in America, and a quote from the famous, then a quote from a poem from somebody in Australia, maybe a ticket stub from a movie or a train that you've been on or something. So I've got this idea. I'd really love to get one of these filled with 20 other people's experiences, and I haven't quite worked out exactly what the layout should be yet, but I want to see your interest. So let me know below if you'd be interested in building like a community journal. And there's no pressure. You can do, like I said, you can do anything. You could take this and you could put a copy of a page of your habit tracker on there and your notes for that habit tracker. Or you could just take an entry that you wrote in your journal from 3 or 4 years ago or something and put in there. Or you could just draw a picture or anything. Or you could write me a short paragraph of advice about how to do my own journaling. Anything like that. I've got this. I think this would be a really great idea. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to be the sort of the conduit, if you like, to connect everybody, and kind of let's get a collection of maybe 20 names or something, and they'll all come to me, and then what I'll do is I'll pick them out of a hat, get your address from you, and send you the notepad with some basic instructions once I've exactly decided on the layout, because it would be kind of fun to have it random, but I think we need to have some rules, you know. And then once you've completed it, just let me know and I'll give you the address of somebody else to send it on to. So all I'm asking for is two things. One, you pick up the cost of that postage, and it could be to anywhere. I'm going to pick it out randomly. So I might be asking somebody in London to send it to New York, or from Los Angeles to send it to China. I don't care, whatever. And actually on that front as well, write it in your own language. I don't care, you know, maybe write something. I'm really just, I want to see what happens when this comes back after being out in the field, so to speak, for 6 months, half a year, whatever it's going to take. Because I imagine that if I send this to you today, you probably sit on it for a few days. You then write something, and then I've asked you to post it to somebody else. That might take a day or so for you to get around to taking it to the post office. So you could have it in your possession for over a week. So I'm fully expecting that to fill this up, it's going to take 6-8 months perhaps. But I just love the idea that this will ultimately make its way back, and I don't want to know what's in it until it arrives. And I think that would be a great video in, as I said, 6 or 8 months time for me to open this up, take it out of that final packaging and go through here and just see some of the entries that have been put in here. So poems, quotes, doodles, ticket stubs, put some money in there, I don't care, whatever. But let's have a look. We'll anybody interested, let me know below. I'll put the details in the description of how you can get in touch with me to get on the list, if you like. And let's just see if we can get 20 or so people interested, and we'll get this sent out. I'll perhaps fill in the first page. Well, I'll fill in this bit, and then I'm going to leave everything else to you guys. We'll perhaps leave the final page blank for me to do something. I don't know. I haven't figured that bit out yet. But let's go for it. We'll have some rules. I'll put the date in, and then at the top of here, each page, perhaps you put your name, date, and location, and we'll try and figure out if we can fill this up. What do you think?